I fucked the music up again, did I? Done it again. What the hell is going on? Yeah, you're getting a bit of it. I wonder why I done that. Sorry about the music. Thank you, I thought it looked quite nice, a bit of dancewear. What a colour, what is it that colour for though? Sorry about the music. It would have been so much better us dancing with the music, wouldn't it? I mean, it felt a lot better. There you go. You can see. Sorry about that. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. Was the music just not on? Was the music just not on? Hello, Charlie. You all right, son? I don't know what happened there. Why is that monitor all like that? I left it. We're back at the normal time. It would appear to be a better time. What a day I've had. God, good Lord, so much going on. You know, I keep trying to have this conversation. I keep getting distracted. But when I first got proper clean, you know, when I first got my life in order, my big fear was, what am I going to do with the day? You know, what am I going to do with 24 hours in a day? Because I was used to waking up, handful of Valium, can of Tenant Super, load of gear, joint in the mouth, and then just... And this idea that I was going to have to throw all that away. And, you know, I'd been doing certainly a small amount of that since I was a teenager, and it just kept getting more and more. Start with the weed, then the weed, then the weed and the Valium, then the weed, the Valium and the booze, then the weed, the Valium, the booze and the heroin. And then when you get to, you know, you're like 35 and you've been at this lark for like 20 years, and then you got these people telling you, nah, that's all over. It's time to get through life without all that bullshit. And I remember thinking, you know, that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear wasn't getting through the withdrawal. This was like when I was 35. And I'd never been clean. I'd never known any clean time since I was an adult. My biggest fear wasn't the withdrawal. That's a walk in the park when you're that age, fit as a fiddle, do you know what I mean? Young man. But my biggest fear was, how are you gonna feel that time? Am I just gonna be sitting around going, like, watching telly, or just what? Just doing what? And the beautiful truth is, ever since that time, and I'm not that NA clean I was then. You know, I dabble here and there in different bits and bobs. I'll have a night out occasionally. But the truth is, there's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough hours in the day for me to do all the things I want. And I'm not just talking about work, because I can, you know, as you are aware, I can be quite compulsive and obsessive, and addictive would be the word. And I can work too much. I can do a 16-hour day without thinking it's too much. You know, I'll do a 16-hour day of work without thinking it's too much. But then I've got my novel I want to do. But then I quite like writing songs and playing around on, even though that guitar's knackered, because no one else has got to hear it. I don't mind playing it. And then there's other things I want to do. And, you know, I like watching movies. I like doing this. I like doing that. And there's just not enough hours in a day. And the bigger answer to that is, there's not enough days in a life. There's not enough days in a life. And that's incredible. I'm so happy about that. Because my biggest fear, and I remember I got some really bad advice at one rehab centre I remember, I'll never forget, it was in that Castle Craig. I only lasted a couple of days. And I remember saying to the bloke, I was saying, it was my first one-to-one therapy session. And I said, but mate, I said, look, I said, I'm quite happy knocking the skag on the head. I said, but come on, man, I've got to have a few bifters now and again. Which I don't, actually. I don't smoke weed anymore. I haven't smoked weed in years. I had one out of the harvest I had last year and just thought, no, I remember why I stopped. Not for me. But I said, it's just so boring, life, without it. And this bloke in this therapy sentence said to me, he went, but life is boring. No, it ain't. He was wrong. His life might have been, but it ain't. Life's brilliant. Life's boring when I use drugs. When I'm a drug user, it's dull as fuck because it's just nothing. It's you're getting yourself further and further away from feelings. You're numbing yourself to the experience of existence, and the experience of existence is an absolute gift. It's an absolute joy. The highs and lows of being alive, the highs and lows of heading inevitably to your death are incredible. Absolutely incredible. And what a weird thing for him to say. What kind of I do not get bored. I'm not having it. I just don't. I just haven't got the time to do it. You know what? And he was Dutch, actually. I'm not saying that makes him stupid, but there might have been a language issue. That's a good, fair point. But regardless, I'm not using this as a conversation to get at him. I'm just using it to sort of suggest that I love it. I love being alive. I love life. And it's really important that, we get hold of that. And this links on to what I was saying yesterday about England still being an incredible place to live and planet Earth still being amazing. I've already said all this, but it's always been a fight for resources. And that's what we do. That's what we do, people. That's what we do on the world. And black pills are over. They've had their day. Let's just forget about black pilling each other. You don't look at something and respond negatively. Why would you do that? When you see a problem, do you know what you do? You look for a solution. That's life. That is what you do. That's what you done. The minute your mother spat you out and you got slapped on the arse, your first problem was breathing. And you were probably thinking, hang on a minute, it weren't long ago I had a tube that was feeding me air, and now I ain't got nothing. And then you go, and you're like, oh, well, hang on a minute, problem solved. Food. I used to have a tube feeding me food. How am I going to get some food? And then you get hungry. And then you realize you've got this ability to go. And if you do it enough, someone sticks your tit in your mouth. And you're like, touch. No, you can't do that as an adult. That's not my point. But you find something that's a problem and you look for solutions. And people who find solutions to problems have better lives than people who find problems and dwell on them. And that's what a black pill is. A black pill is dwelling on a problem. Because even if you fail to find a solution, even if you fail to implement the solution, you'll live a better life knowing you're looking for solutions. And you'll have a better life if you're trying to implement solutions, because you're engaging with what people are and what people do. And that's fighting for resources. Chris Holloway, thank you very much. Absolutely wonderful. Let's get this grift on officially. I can feel a Thursday grift. I'm feeling it tonight. I'm feeling it. I'm going to do all right. It's going to be good. I'm in a really good mood. I've just, the missus is here. And you know what? You'd probably think that's why I'm in a good mood, but I'm not naturally a boyfriend. It doesn't sit well with me, because I've taught myself to be alone. And when I left her, do you remember when I left her about 8 months ago? When I left her, I went and told her, I can't be with you, couldn't be with her. I'm too old for you. I can't have children, and I'm too old for that, and this, and it's not fair on you, and all this stuff. When I got home, because I didn't not love her, I still totally loved her when I finished with her. Tearful, horrible couple of hours meeting her in bits. Got home that night, and I remember thinking, right, there you go, back to normal. There you go, got your life back, son. And I had about 10 minutes thinking, yeah, tidied up my flat, got my flat back. It's mine, all mine again. Yeah. And I remember thinking, is this it? Is this my life? Have I just let go of a girl that I loved, I clearly love more than anyone else ever before, so that I can be alone? Yeah. Well done. And I just thought, what the fuck has happened to me? And you know what? You can pull it off at my age. You can pull it off in your late 40s. You can be alone because you can go to bars. And out here, I can get female company at the drop of an hat and all that. But in 10 years, is that going to be so easy? 15 years, how's that going to go down? 20 years, 70, what doing what? Just walking around with a lonely old dusty cobweb infested pad on Christmas Day farting. So I'm putting these two videos together. I'm starting to make videos for my channel again, but I'm trying to structure them a bit more. And, so I can offer a bit more than, so they're different from the streams really, because a lot of my old videos are just like streams, but they're not live. But I've been really thinking about that black pill lark and misery and problem solving and being happy. And by happy, this isn't hippie happy. I don't think happiness is something we should always be. I think actually as humans, we should be, our natural state is quite neutral. Happiness is a gift you get occasionally. You're always happy, you're never happy. It's just your normal. And then you're going to start looking for something above that. I'm just testing that out. That's for Chris Holloway. Yeah, and this one's for Monte. Nice one. We'll go with that. We'll click that. We'll do that. We'll touch that. Thank you, Monte. Aurora Shebang. She likes the party. I remember your photo, Monty, from our little competition, you cheeky little bleeder. Patrick says, interesting. So fear of coming off drugs it was one of them. It was one of them. There's plenty more. I mean, I don't want this to become a drug stream, but I will answer that. The reason most opiate addicts don't come off is because the withdrawal is so brutal. If you could say to a junkie, look, take this tablet in the morning, you won't be dependent on opiates, they'd all take it. I reckon they'd all take it. All of them. Because it's a shit life. It's so demanding. It's just that withdrawal, it's so tough, Patrick. It's hard graft. It's an endurance. A minute feels like a day, and you've got 5 weeks of that to get through. But thank you, Chris, and thank you, Monty, for getting the doors open. Let's get this grift on. Hello, Dave Thompson. Oh, I've got some good news as well. Yeah, do you know what I mean? There you go, sir. You'd have that tablet that night, wouldn't you? Everyone would. Grego says, my life was heading for cobwebs and farting until I sorted myself out. Have a fiance and a newborn son now in my mid-40s. Beautiful. Well, I'm all over it, Grego. Got another fella. He hangs around this channel a bit. He's a really interesting bloke, actually. Camus Nation. But he can be a real shit, and I don't know why he does it. I mean, a really interesting bloke. Went to like one of the top public schools. All his family are like interesting, sort of successful people and celebrities. But he can sometimes just talk to me like a dick, and I just like, yeah. But he's about my age, and he's just had a bird with a girl in Laos. And he said, best thing ever done. He said, just get on with it. He said, stop worrying about it. Good call, though, Grego. Proud of you, man. Well done. There you go. Yeah, let's have a G in the chat for Grego. He's a good scrub, actually. Look at that. Henry Hill, been on methadone for 13 years. Put what I said to the test, Henry. Why aren't you off methadone? 13 years of the old dome, man. Good Lord. Why haven't you stopped? Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Mouse Cat. Packers in the house. Fion's in the house. Dennis is calling it the Terror Dome. No, I don't. That Subutex don't work for me, mate. That's given me some of the most brutal weekends of my life, and in rehabs as well. But meth is also pretty vile, I must admit. Hello, Galileo's tongue. Stay on it much longer and you'll turn green. Yeah, no worries. And it has for many people I know as well. Oh, have you heard, Mr. Paul, I'm 46, 3 beautiful girls and still on my first wife at the moment. Good work. Kay Burley, suspended from Sky News. She's ridiculous, isn't she? She's just so unclever. What was I going to say about that? Oh, have you heard? There you go. That's exactly what I said. There you go. Look, the geezer's been on it. What did you say? 13 years he's been on methadone, terrified of rattling, or as he calls it, clucking. And I tell you what, as you know, that methadone cluck ain't a walk in the park, mate. Fuck me. Yeah, me too, Rebecca. Awful. And I've even been to other rehabs later in life and they said, yeah, I'll have your Subutex. I said, no, it doesn't work for me. And they've gone, oh, don't come in here and be a junkie and tell us you know better. I'm going, yeah, but I do know better. I go, here, I'll take it. You can clean up the mess if you want. Add that. Yeah, they regretted that. They were cleaning up litres of God knows what that was coming out of my... Anyway. Right, listen, people. YouTube are banning channels that are talking about voter fraud. They've said it. They've absolutely said that they're doing that. Yeah, you ain't sleeping for about 6 weeks. Whew. But I don't want this to, you know, it's all very well talking about junk. Maybe I'll do some separate junk streams, but out of the 150 people watching this, there's only about 140 of us that know what we're talking about. I don't want to alienate everyone else. Yeah, YouTube are banning people. All right, Nate. They're banning channels that are. Let me get. Hang on. Let me show you. I'll give you some information and someone who knows a bit more about it than I do. I'm sure he won't mind us watch a bit of his channel. Here, have a look at this. This will blow your mind. This platform is hilarious. This platform is absolutely hilarious. And they've said, listen to this, YouTube have said they're doing it for the sake of democracy. What? Yeah, look, have a look. Yeah, we won't watch all of this, but you'll see enough to get the idea. It's Mark Dice. If you're not subscribed to Mark Dice and you're interested in American politics, he's one of the best. There you go, Steve Craig.
Literally banning anybody from posting any new videos saying that President Trump won the election or that the Democrats engaged in widespread voter.
Well, that all happened a bit fast. Sorry. Let's get this done properly. Share screen, share audio, Chrome, that. Turn my main audio down a little bit. And we can have the full screen. Here, have a listen to old Dicetron.
Yesterday, YouTube updated their terms of service effective immediately, literally banning anybody from posting any new videos saying that President Trump won the election or that the Democrats engaged in widespread voter fraud. And if you're still watching this video, it's a miracle because they'll probably pull this one down just for pointing out their new terms of service. They didn't silence us enough by changing the algorithm to artificially boost the search results to feature mainstream media channels when you were searching for virtually anything from politics and news to even celebrities, or by removing independent content creators from the up next section or the recommended section or the homepage, or by stopping our notifications from going out, or mass demonetizing channels and videos with the adpocalypse, while allowing ads to run on non-advertiser friendly content from mainstream media channels. So they decided to literally ban us from daring to even talk about the outcome of the 2020 election. They say they're doing it to help protect democracy, while literally undermining democracy in the most brazen and widespread censorship effort of any social media platform yet. This is literally what communist dictatorships do. Citizens are not allowed to dare question or disagree with the ruling party, and that is exactly what's happening here. YouTube crossed an Orwellian line when they banned Senator Rand Paul's video where...
I mean, look, I've got... Do you understand how careful I've now got to be right now? So so according to Mark Dice, allegedly, if you talk about the legal court battles that are still happening because no one has been won the election, that E word I just mentioned has probably set my channel up like a Christmas tree. We are now being watched. They're going to ban you. I mean, is that just me that just thinks you can't talk about it? You're not allowed to talk about it. I mean, how do you even defend that? You know, you don't defend that. You get together and you have a meeting. John. It's if we're talking Cockney rhyming slang, the Yanks won't understand. Yeah, we'll refer to it as the erection from now on. The erection that, you know, the old sleepy erection. But I mean, they haven't. Hello, Aramas. They must have got together and they said, look, these the people don't seem too demoralized. People are getting behind this. What can we do about that? Well, we can shut them down. We can shut them down. Wait, I get it. I've heard the name Justin bandied around. I get that. Nice to see you, Justin. Are you still down on that old manor? She's out of there. But isn't that insane? People, isn't that insane? Absolutely bizarre. You can't talk about it. It's just absurd. I just don't know. Yeah, sorry to hear it, mate. When I was with her, I used to hate going down there. I hated that little manor. It was horrible. I don't mean that. I mean, you know that. You know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, Justin. But respect to you, though. You were one of the few people around there that she could actually have a normal conversation with. It's mad, isn't it, our pal? What the hell's going on? You can't talk about it. Why? Why? It's hang on, someone just nailed it. Humans, eh? The absurd thing is that you're free to say that you think Trump won the election, but you can't say why you think it. Oh no, apparently you can't. I think if you listen to Dice, then he says if you say Trump, I can't even say it. I may be wrong, but I think you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to say, see you later, Alan. I mean, you can say, see you later, Alan. But, yeah, I think, yeah, see you tomorrow, Alan. See you in the morning, mate. I think he won't anymore because they put this out yesterday. And so I think it stops. They obviously saw that YouTube, as is always the case with YouTube, because that's what it's meant to be, you rather than them, you know, it's meant to be citizen journalists, human opinions. I think they've now said that it's over because they realise that loads of people were just questioning it. And, you know, they probably got on the phone to that. They're all Democrats. Let's not, I mean, come on. We're talking about Alphabet, Google, YouTube. They're all Democrats. They had their conversations. They sat around in their little members clubs and they were like, come on, we need to do something about this. You know, Twitter's done their bit to shut everyone up. And they probably said, what can YouTube do? And they said, well, we could ban anyone saying that it's being questioned. And they went, yeah, okay, we'll do that. And they didn't even give a shit about that. They just went, yeah, we'll do that. We'll just say you can't say anything about it. I mean, we've talked about this before. We've talked about this demoralization thing. And they think that if they can demoralize us, we'll just let them keep pissing on us. Weird how humans respond differently to demoralization than they think, isn't it? Exactly that, Batch. Don't talk about the bent erection. Okay. yeah, including, you know, what I can't say. And be careful because they'll get rid of your accounts as well. Don't think they won't. Well, that's it, Jared. You see, you know, they do think they're our overlords. You know, one of the amazing things about YouTube, and I'll still say this. YouTube is sort of like the baby that went and killed the parents. You know, they didn't want YouTube to be what it's become. It's got really out of hand for them. You know, the people that invented YouTube were Democrats. They were leftists. They were liberals. And they wanted to make a democratic video hosting platform because in their head, the world was turning progressive. That's what they thought. The world was turning progressive. And the internet's here. So let's let all the new young progressives get online. But that didn't happen, did it? Because the world isn't turning progressive. The world is turning nationalist. And now they don't know what to do about it. Because they can't close it down. They can't just shut YouTube down because then that gives all the power to BitChute. Then it gives all the power to anyone else who wants to take to, so they just got to sit there. Galileo's tongue. Can we talk about the frigged selection? You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened. But you know, it's just got out of hand for them, and now they're just stuck with it. They can't hand it over. There you go. Great point. Dalrymple did a great write-up on the aspects of it being part of one giant humiliation rite designed to drive sane people to madness. Well, this is what I was saying the other day, and I'm still trying to find someone to find the quote. There's a quote somewhere, and it says something like, they're not trying to convince you, they're trying to drive you mad. You know, the mad things that they're trying to get away with, like this recent YouTube thing. You can't talk about this election because reasons. And everyone's just like, what? Why? Yes, we can, just not on your platform. But, you know, that's how it's finally happened. I'm slightly mad. Shell, we dropped the Italiano. It's over. I might chuck a couple out for some super chats though. So yeah, what a crazy thing. Let me see if I can just find that. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Yeah, they've sorted that out. They really have, John. They're all over it. No, I can't find it. So listen, apparently that lad in the chat was Pepsi. Yeah, that's my interpretation of it, but I can't remember who said it's words to that effect. But apparently that was Pepsi in the chat the other day, which is a bit bad because when he come back next time, I said, "Oi, I'll have you, cunt." But I still don't. Apparently he sent an email to Sarah and apparently Dawn as well. So apparently, but I did talk to his mother and she's not sure. She said she'll tell. But I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Well, he's doing his woes. He's doing the old millennial, isn't he? I meant to be on it, but he just asked me if I could do 3 a.m. Christmas evening, and I was like, nah. I don't know, John. That's why it's getting a bit weird. So I don't know what's happened, but maybe they've had a falling out. I don't know. I really don't know. But let's just no. Look how much YouTube has changed. You know, when in 2014, when it was the glory years of YouTube, you could just say anything because people were cool. People were all right about it. Is Ronnie out yet? Oh, a couple of people said they had trouble with my Telegram. Oh no, actually, Duper guy said I'm having problems with your Telegram. All I can do is go there and look at your updates. I was like, yeah, that's it. Well, I'm not sure, Galileo's tongue, because it's not a free speech platform. It's like you're only under the radar. I don't think anyone is over there having it off because they can. They're just under the radar. It'll only take the right people to complain at the right time to the right people, and I think you'll soon be yeeted. No, I am on it. Yeah, we've had some good times. Nice one, Addict. We've just got to find a decent time. You're up here, are you? Don't even know what that means. Well, I can't use it half the time, John. Half the time it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with that again. One in the chat it's not a group, Duper guy. It's not a group. You just get to see what I've said. I haven't got a group on there. There's no point. Too many people hate me. If I put a group on there, you'll have 30 people pretending to be scrubs with scrubs avatars making the whole thing go all over the shop. Yes, I have met Ronnie O'Sullivan. Yes, John Francis, I have. He used to drink in the little Polish cafe on Old Compton Street where I used to drink. By drink, I mean cup of tea. I used to get in there most mornings, and not most mornings, but occasionally. And hello, that was it. We weren't mates though. Nice bloke though. It's here, Duper guy. It's here. t.me/Strangerfield. Nice. We've got 200 people in here. Lovely on this Thursday. Yeah, we certainly do. It's only me and you. Well, JT Stealth was in there for a while, Ragnar, but we're holding the fort. It's that Duper guy, but it's not. It's I don't put. It's worth checking out because I do put some interesting things on it that aren't political. Things that help you enjoy your life. Things that look. I just think we need to remember that we're alive, that we get one life, and life is actually still brilliant. I'm not buying all this misery. There's so much of it about. Yes, we're fighting for resources. Yes, That's what life's always been about. Yeah, we've already talked about that, Moody Edge. You need to be careful because that includes you. No, that's a good call, Sarah. Sarah, that's fair enough. That's what I wanted to hear. That's convinced me. Nice one. I don't know. I've never seen the name before. God knows. I'm telling you, Alistair, it will be an absolute shit show. I mean, there's no harm in anyone else setting it up. I wouldn't if I were you. And it won't be something I get involved with because I'm too busy. There's not enough hours in the day anyway. But it'll be full of trolls and haters, and they'll cause more trouble than good. I just know how these people work. Mousecat has given a donatiato. All Italiano come back. But why no for farting? What the hell's going on? Here you go. Mousecat. You got magic trois, which is French, before anyone cuts me out. I'm sure I had something else to show you lined up. Thank you for that donation, Mousecat. Very kind. Oh, I haven't even done the grift, have I? All right there, people. Hang on, let me get the link. Mousecat, very kind. What? Thank you, Chris. That was a bit weird. All right there. You can support this channel. It's quite handy if you do. I like it. Chuck a few quid at the channel. That's blatantly why I'm happy to do 2 streams a day. Right. You can support this channel using the super chat, which is the $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat, just over there. All right. Unless you're using a mobile, then I've got no idea. Or you can use Entropy. Link in the description. If you need the Entropy link later, just ask me. There it is. There you go. Yep. Oh, that ain't it. Got a letter off of Keir Starmer this morning. Great way to start the day. Yeah, nice. Nice, convincing bloke. That's the Entropy link. Hello, Mr. Bullet. I started at the regular time. I'm looking forward to working. I'm looking for it, Mousecat, but I can't find it. We watched one this morning. It was lovely. Longsight M12 said, "You're famous on 4chan. I was on there the other day on Britpole, and some effer was rating your cadging skills." Oh yeah. No, I'm king of the grifts. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. We've got that absolutely snorted round here. Right. Yep, I met Tom Baker. I've met 5 Doctor Who's. We won't go through the Who's again. We have covered that one. Well, I thought we had, but I'm having a bit of trouble finding it. Let me just look again. It might not be everyone's cup of wee-wee. We saw the Mike Dice one. Hang on. Official, unofficial drink of this channel. There you go. Pocari Sweat. Has been seen in England. You can get your own one. Yeah, I think I might have got this around my neck, you know. I think I watched it on my phone, meaning it's not going to show my history, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, did you hear about that copper that headbutted that bloke and the Crown Prosecution Service let him off, and Crime Bodge got involved and he got done. They got him. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. No. There's no video. It's the Thursday afternoon show. Oh, yeah. Has anyone here read any Don DeLillo? I asked this yesterday, didn't I? Yes, Baseman. Absolutely amazing. He absolutely done it, didn't he? Oh, excuse me. I think it might be 6, actually. Right, let's go through. Oh, my God, Priyar, have you read Underworld? What do you make of it? Priyar read Underworld. He's one of my favourite authors. It's incredible. Don DeLillo. I've read On a Lilo. Does that count? Depends. If you read a Don DeLillo. Randall, hello, mate. Long time no see. I'll tell you, long time no see. Bloody yaff. I sent him an email earlier. I sent him an Lilo. What do you make of him, Randall? Do you like him? Yeah, Priyata likes it. Great one. Good call, Edward. Randall's been through a load of them. Look at that. Great stuff. Randall, oh, you like him? Randall, do you like David Foster Wallace? What about you, Priyata? Do you like David Foster Wallace? Hello, Cece. Cece, why did you change it from Cece? Where's that frog guy these days, Dangerfield? The Brit in America with lizards. The frog guy. The Brit in America with lizards. Good Lord, I have no idea what you're talking about. It is a long book, but I do love it. I absolutely love it. I also like Interviews with Hideous Men. I do love Infinite Jesto. Oh, yeah, it'll be David Icke. Of course it will. Is that who you... Oh, no, you're talking about Patch. I thought you meant David Icke. Patch, the English guy in America, Patch, with the real lizards. He got a job. No, Randall, the bandana is extremely irritating. He was actually a legitimate weird bloke, actually. Really. David Foster Wallace is very strange. Oh, you can't go wrong with Cormac McCarthy though, Priyata, I'll tell you that. We're gonna have a little look, a little bit of can we get away with that now? I don't know if people will be into it. He made a great speech at a university once. Yeah, that's it, yeah, Patch. Yeah, he got a job and it happened to Patch Corn Adams. Am I mixing him and Frog Squatch? Yeah. Yeah, you are. What happened to Frog Squatch, actually? I don't know. You all right, love? You cleaned there, did you? Okay. Patch was in the chat. Yeah, we see him the other day. What are you doing with that? Oh, lovely. That's very kind of you. CC instead of CC. It's just shorter. Yeah, same but different sort of stuff. Yeah, I've had people recommend Robert Rankin to me. Yes, you do. Are you getting a bit perfectionist around it, Randall? Just get them out, mate. Get the content out. Your videos are absolutely hilarious. Says a bloke in Burundi with a table on his ceiling. See you later, Shag Rat. Take care, man. No, not Uptown Top Ranking. I wonder if it's worth having a little look at this. Hello, Nyanthos. I don't know whether it'll be anyone's cup of tea, though. Like, literally anyone's. It might be a few of you. History Bro reckons Hemingway is the boss of fiction. He's the boss of a certain type of last century fiction, but, I think there's... I think times have changed a little bit. Although The Sun Also Rises is one of the loveliest novels I've ever read. Let's have a look at this. Hang on. Might have actually covered you with this. No, I haven't seen any in a while. I see actual Borden the other day. I took some photos. Yeah, Welbeck's he's my number one writer at the moment. Welbeck is my number one writer at the moment. I mean, this is when I rate History Bro, but when he mentions Hemingway and you've got people like Don DeLillo and Welbeck and David Foster Wallace, it's like, come on. We can't all live 40 years ago. Vonnegut is also absolutely brilliant. Illuminatus, book wankery, not allowed to enjoy books, people. Illuminatus is feeling a bit threatened, so can you stop talking about books? Not really a fan of science fiction. I like Vonnegut's sci-fi, but it's lo-fi, isn't it? They call it. Let's see. I'm wondering whether you'll enjoy some of this. I don't know if you will. I'm going to show you something. There you go, Liam. It's exactly that one. It's exactly that one. Oh, I hate bloody books. Yeah, that's what they want you to say. That's what they've taught you. Well done. They've done a proper job on you. I assure you I don't need your permission, Mr. Illuminatus. That's a shame. You were great yesterday. Right. Viz. I'm going to show you something. We're not going to watch a lot of it, but this is quite interesting. David Foster Wallace is considered by a lot of people as probably the most important contemporary American fiction writer of the age. He killed himself, I think, when he was 47, I think, maybe. He was asked to do the commencement speech at a college in America because they thought, oh, David Foster Wallace, he's an interesting guy. We'll let him come and do our commencement speech so that all these students can learn something about someone who's made it. Now, I don't think this is going to go down too well. Can I play this now? I won't play the old thing. I'll play a bit of it. You might enjoy it. No, actually, fuck it. It's wrong for this. It's wrong for this moment. It's absolutely wrong for it. I just been really getting back into them because as I'm writing, as this novel's coming to an end, I have to. I tell you what, I like watching writers doing interviews because it motivates me to get this finished. I certainly don't think they're going to consider it one of the best novels of the year. Formerly Paul, I just think people won't like it. I just think it won't be up your street. I think people will be going, what is this shit? I'm just a real fan. All right, yeah, we'll do it. We'll go for it. We'll play a bit. We'll see what you think. If you want to do that, we'll do it. I don't mind. I'll risk it. I mean, it's right up my Strasse. It just might not be up your Strasse. Commencement speech. So this was to a bunch of students. It backfired on him. It's 20. There you go. Toomey knows it. There you go. Toomey knows it. I'll play enough of it for you to realize so that it might, if it is your cup of tea, you can watch a bit more of it. I absolutely admire this man so much. I really rate his writing and I really rate his talking as well. So it's audio only. So I better not forget the audio. Well, what the hell's happened there? We'll leave my little head on the screen rather than fill up the whole screen. I'll just play you 2 or 3 minutes of it. See what you make of it.
If anybody feels like perspiring, I'd invite you to go ahead because I'm sure going to. In fact, I'm going to get a hanky right Greetings, thanks, and congratulations to Kenyon's graduating class of 2005.
Remember, he's giving this speech to a load of students who are graduating. When I graduated for my first degree, they get someone famous in to basically say, well done, students. You can go out into the world and you've achieved loads of excellent things, and well done, and this is your future, and you're great. Well, it backfired a bit when they got David Foster Wallace in.
There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?" This is a standard requirement of U.S. commencement speeches, the deployment of didactic little parable-ish stories. The story thing turns out to be one of the better, less bullshitty conventions of the genre. But if you're worried that I plan to present myself here as the wise older fish explaining what water is to you younger fish, please don't be. I am not the wise old fish. The point of the fish story is merely that the most obvious, important realities are often the ones that are hardest to see and talk about. Stated as an English sentence, of course, this is just a banal platitude. But the fact is that in the day-to-day trenches of adult existence, banal platitudes can have a life or death importance. Or so I wish to suggest to you on this dry and lovely morning. Of course, the main requirement of speeches like this is that I'm supposed to talk about your liberal arts education's meaning, to try to explain why the degree you're about to receive has actual human value instead of just a material payoff. So let's talk about the single most pervasive cliche in the commencement speech genre, which is that a liberal arts education is not so much about filling you up with knowledge as it is about, quote, teaching you how to think. If you're like me as a student, you've never liked hearing this, and you tend to feel a bit insulted by the claim that you've needed anybody to teach you how to think, since the fact that you even got admitted to a college this good seems like proof that you already know how to think. But I'm going to posit to you that the liberal arts cliche turns out not to be insulting at all, because the really significant education in thinking that we're supposed to get in a place like this isn't really about the capacity to think, but rather about the choice of what to think about. If your total freedom of choice regarding what to think about seems too obvious to waste time discussing, I'd ask you to think about fish and water and to bracket for just a few minutes your skepticism about the value of the totally obvious. Here's another didactic little story. There are these two guys sitting together in a bar in the remote Alaskan wilderness. One of the guys is religious, the other's an atheist, and the two are arguing about the existence of God with that special intensity that comes after about the fourth beer. And the atheist says, look, it's not like I don't have actual reasons for not believing in God. It's not like I haven't ever experimented with the whole God and prayer thing. Just last month, I got caught away from camp in that terrible blizzard, and I was totally lost, and I couldn't see a thing, and it was 50 below. And so I tried it. I fell to my knees in the snow and cried out, oh God, if there is a God, I'm lost in this blizzard, and I'm going to die if you don't help me. And now, in the bar, the religious guy looks at the atheist all puzzled. Well, then you must believe now, he says. After all, here you are, alive. The atheist just rolls his eyes. No, man, all that was a couple Eskimos happened to come wandering by and they showed me the way back to camp. It's easy to run the story through a kind of standard liberal arts analysis. The exact same experience can mean two totally different things to two different people, given those people's two different belief templates and two different ways of constructing meaning from experience. Because we prize tolerance and diversity of belief, nowhere in our liberal arts analysis do we want to claim that one guy's interpretation is true and the other guy's is false or bad.
If I don't stop that now, I'm just going to watch all of that. It's so good. I tell you what, that Human Con, despite your name, has made my life. That you could not have said a nicer thing to me right there, right in the middle of people hating upon that. I just briefly looked away from the screen there and read that. Thank you. Thank you so much. You don't know what that means. I'll give you the link, people. It's really worth it because that goes on for another 18 minutes. And when he gets to the last bit, and you know, these are students and they're waiting for him to say, congratulations, go out there and you've done it, kids. No, no. And it's a really good end. It's sort of like, oh. And then if you do like that, I would suggest you go on to read Interviews with Hideous Men and then Infinite Jest. And he's one of the best writers the English language has ever created. If you liked a bit, I was just a bit paranoid, mate. I was just a bit paranoid. There's the link if you want to watch it, and it's really good. It's really good. Why are you not interested in something that you haven't heard? How can you do that? How can you not be interested in something you don't know about? That's like me offering you some food you don't know, and you say, no, I don't like the taste of it. I noticed when you come on yesterday, Illuminatus, your first thing that you made clear and you needed to make clear was that you were intelligent. And then when I start talking about writers who have been gifted with praise by the critics and considered some of the most intelligent men of the century, you pull back and you resent it and you don't like it. I think you have an issue with intelligence and perhaps your own lack of it. Because how can you not be interested in something you don't know what it is? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Moody Edge is quoting Bukowski. The problem with the world is that the intelligent people are full of doubts, while the stupid ones are full of confidence. I do like a bit of Bukowski. Bukowski, for me, is a little bit like The Doors. And I'll tell you why I tell you why The Doors and Bukowski are very similar to me. Because I was really into The Doors when I was about 18. I'd like to think it was a bit younger than that, but it was probably a bit older. and I loved them. You know, I used to think that the Doors were the best band ever, that Jim Morrison was just the most incredible poet ever. And then, well, Illuminatus, I could say the same to you, my friend. It's not hostility at all. I'm just not interested. And then I was writing to Bukowski as well. I mean, Bukowski was some of the first literature I ever picked up voluntarily. You know, I got put through a load of shit at school. Like reading stuff that I just didn't want to go near because I was too young. What are you giving me Macbeth for? I'm 12. But I read Post Office and I just thought, this is incredible. This is a story about a man who works in a post office. And there's nothing spectacular. He gets up, he posts letters, he argues with his boss, and he's not very happy with life. And it blew my mind. Because I'd been taught about literature. I'd been taught about of Mice and Men and The Grapes of Wrath and Macbeth and other things that don't mean much to a teenager, especially a late developer like me I didn't have a fucking clue what they were about. And then I picked up Post Office, and then I picked up Women. And I still, and I tell you what, I thought Women, Bukowski's book Women, was the best book ever written about men and women, about desire and sexuality. And then when I got into my late 20s and I made the mistake of getting educated, I was so embarrassed that I liked The Doors. Really, really embarrassed that I liked The Doors, because it was like, oh my God, I literally used to go out and with a bottle of whiskey in my pocket going, yeah, all right, which is humiliating. You don't want to remember the things you've done as a kid. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was all a bit like that. And then, of course, I started I made more mistakes and started educating myself around literature. And so suddenly it was like, what, Bukowski? Are you joking? And then when I got to about 40, I remember being at home once and staying at my mum's house. And there's nothing happening, nothing going on in my life. And I got my old Doors albums out and I put the Soft Parade on. People know the Soft Parade? And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Understood what it was. It's pop music. It's just pop music, isn't it? But I was allowed to like it again because I'd gotten over myself. You know, I suddenly realized that I didn't have to. I love Genet. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What is it? Is it the Thief's Handbook? Good Lord, I haven't read any Genet for decades. Anyway, and the same thing happened with Bukowski. When I reread Post Office when I was about 40, absolutely love it. That's it, The Thief's Journal. That's it. What did I say? The Thief's Handbook. Yeah, fantastic. And I absolutely loved Bukowski when I read it again. And I don't really like reading books again. But it had been so long. Yeah, no, I love them now, Al. Absolutely love them again. The Soft Parade is awesome. What do you think I think of Frank Zappa? Never really done it for me. I find it, I think it's a particular type of American analysis. I don't know. I find it all a bit cringe. I find Zappa, the music's a bit cringe. And, you know, I did try because I know a lot of people like him. It's the anti-for handbook. Easy mistake to make. Yeah, no, I know. I've got a lot of friends who I respect, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. Don't really know Modest Mouse. They wrote a song about Bukowski. No, there you go, Wriggle. That's kind of what happened. That's exactly what happened. I got too cool for school in my late 20s. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Dennis. I'm with you, yeah. To be a crew slut, ooh, you can take off your drawers to be a crew. Yeah, I find it a bit cringe as well. But look, it's pop music. I don't know, it just doesn't suit me. You know what, Roy? I did absolutely like the Moomins. I used to get home from school and I knew that I was about 10 years too old, about 20 years too old. And I did like them. Apparently, didn't the writer live out on some weird lighthouse somewhere and really got into it, wrote them for her children because there was nothing to do out there. Yeah, the Moomins. I remember it. Leon Square drops a lady. Oi, mate, don't worry about that. I'm always revisiting Baudrillard. I was talking about him to someone today. I sent an email to someone today. Who did I say? What did I say about it? Someone sent me a thing about powdered mandom. Danger, you should revisit Baudrillard. I've been checking him out and he seems maximally relevant to our understanding. Leon, Cool Memories is one of the best books ever written. And I don't say that lightly. Cool Memories, Baudrillard's Cool Memories. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for that, my novel would be called Cool Memories. It's perfect for it. But no, I do go back to Bojack. A lot of it's bullshit, though. A lot of it, I think he was just coining it by knocking out a load. But yeah, I like Simulations. I think it's a good book. It's probably his best. It's his most relevant. I thought Barfly was terrible, Wriggle. Absolutely terrible. I hate that idea of all the publishers come and photograph in the troubled alcoholics writing. Ooh, just cringe me. But with quite a terrible script, I thought Mickey Rourke done pretty good. I like it when the police knock at his door and he opens the door and he's covered in blood and whiskey and he goes, "Yeah, what's the problem?" Priata drops a $5. I got to go and cook the family dinner. Cheers. Nice one, Priata. How lovely to be cooking the family dinner. I'd like to do that one day. Little Red wants an M in the chat for the Moomins. All right, I'll give you that. It's a small M, though. Got to be careful. Schrodinger's Gaffney said the Moomins were outbred and overtaken by the Clangers. Yeah, that Dr. Zeus, it was all the middle class kids, so I knew who read that. We didn't have any of that stuff around my house. Didn't have books that taught you anything. This has got so many M's. Tito's repping Janet and John. Patrick gave 2 N's. A peculiar angle. The book with the stars and the no stars was pretty good. What the bomb? You didn't like him, no? Wiggle ain't buying it. Oh, that sounds like an entropy. Illuminatus, bless him, has just handed me an olive branch. I wasn't trying to piss you off, man. Not that you're saying that, but I think a few people in the chat, I just thought you could take it and we can have a bit of banter. He said, we'll have it out on the next Adventurers stream. Deal. I'll hold you to that. That was very kind of you, man. It did get a bit unnecessarily shitty there, and that wasn't my intention. But these things sometimes happen in streams. That's very kind of you to drop a $5 and say that. That's made me feel a lot better, because that would have been playing on my mind after the stream. I thought we got on well yesterday. Someone has mentioned Mosaic Labrador. Is he here? Yeah, it was cool, wasn't it? Nice, that kind of thing. There you go. Well, I don't know, steady on. Let's not go mad. Sweet. Nice one. Oh, shit. The universe conspired against me in your favor then, and I burnt my lip on my vape when I put that on the screen. Right. Sorry, KG Woo. Sorry, mate. Sorry to repeat myself, but did you catch the EMG versus CJB debate on No More News channel? I don't know who those people are. I mean, look at you. Fancy you saying that. What, you want to join in? you want to turn it into some kind of orgy? Can someone tell me who EMJ and CJB are? I don't know who they are. Maybe I know them, but I just don't get them like that. Tell me again, KG Woo. Oh, okay. Dr. E. Michael Jones. And who's CJB? Okay, not... Hello, JC. I didn't even know... Oh, twice. I didn't even know you were in here. Christopher John Bajokins. I don't know that person, so I don't know anything about what you're talking about. So I can't answer. I don't know. I know E. Michael Jones, obviously, but I don't know the other one. Worth a watch, is it, KG Woo? Is it worth a watch? Are you recommending it? Anyone? Did anyone else see it? Did anyone else in the House of Scrubs see the E. Michael Jones versus CJB debate on No More News? Did anyone see it? Okay, all right. I'll check it out. I'll understand that. No one else seemed to have seen it. I saw someone else saying that apparently his shtick is that the Austrian painter was controlled opposition. Oh, hello. Ah, bollocks! It didn't come off the tongue too easy, did it? Hello, Kjetil Olstad. Aramas is actually related to Bjerknes. Now, these are people out of my range, so I don't know. Let me see if I can find a link to it, and I'll put it in the chat, and we can all watch it later. Kjetil Olstad says, E. Michael Jones is wrong on race, CJB is wrong on everything. Well, thank you very much. That's good to know. He can half go on a bit though, can't he, Michael Jones? Right, let me try this a different way. Are you recommending it, KG Woo? Oh, I already asked you that, didn't I? Ah, it's on BitChute. There you go. Link in the chat, people. It's that. There you go, Duper Guy. We went from Italiano to a bit of Scandi. That's right. That's what I know him as. Oh, history debunked on Ed Dutton. That's got to be worth watching. I might be zooming out and about with my missus later, though. But I'd love to. I'm hoping that history debunked A, doesn't clear his throat too much, and B, that he's got his technology in order. Because if he hasn't, that's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hard for me to find that. It's rotten though, isn't it, man? It's rotten when he goes, oh, I can't even do it. I don't even want to do it. Yeah. It's gross, man. It's very unpleasant. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Don't know what the hell I'm looking at there. No, LOLC 350. Yeah, his channel will be gone soon, but he's recently decided to start attacking nationalists. He's built up an audience, and I think he suddenly realised that they've gone a little bit further. They've gone a little bit further down that road than he wants them to. And he's, as someone in the chat yesterday said, he's currently making all his videos slagging us all off, which is a bit peculiar. It is a little bit peculiar. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, Dennis. No, I don't think he is a blues. No, he's not. I don't think he is. Throwing out yellow pills. Good Lord, I don't even know what they are. But if he's not got his tech sorted, it's going to be an absolute mess. Yeah, there's something. He was all right until about a few weeks ago. And then it went a little bit weird, didn't it? Well, I'll tell you what, Galileo. I think he had a little bit of a problem, but then I think he suddenly realized the audience he'd made. And I think he started reading the comments and everyone was like, yeah, you're right. And then he probably was like, oh, I don't know about that. No, all I'm saying is this. And I think he's now, as Colonel Custer said, now he's gone that way. I think, yes, that's also a fair point. But I think he's reeling himself in. It's all fun and games, though, isn't it? Yeah, Liam, I think you're right, actually, Liam. No, you're right, Ledden. But I think you're right. I think that's a bit more. It's a bit more of that. He lives in Israel, does he? Well, that doesn't make him Jewish, does it? And even if he was Jewish, I haven't got a problem with Jews. I've said this countless times. I don't have a problem with anyone because of what group they belong to. These aren't my issues. Hang on. Yellow pills are backtracking and scared. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, and I think he'll need to, which is also fair enough, because regardless of his latest content, some of it. Look at Will Martin's description of his channel. Yeah, JC, I'm not sure if he lives in Israel. I don't know where you've got that from. I'm not sure. I think he lives in Surrey or something. Yeah, there you go. Look, just outside London. That's what I think he is. That's right, John. He's a professional writer, isn't he? He did live in Israel. He's now in Essex. There you go, just outside London. Farten, 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 farten. Thank you, Ice Blinker. Oh, this is interesting. Simon is firmly nationalist and not blue and lives in England. He just doesn't believe in conspiracy theories. I agree with him. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I think his channel's doomed, though. I think his channel is doomed. I really appreciate that donation, though. Really. Nice one. Hello, Nicholas Rage. Yeah, I know it's horrible. It's horrible. But the other, I do sometimes try and drop the mute while I do it. I mean, it's who likes anything to do with sucking unless it involves you and your missus? Not you and your missus, but what are you going to do? Yeah, look. I think he didn't realize the audience had acquired. I also think he's been a bit naive about where the videos he makes. I think he was very naive about where they are on the current sort of political, not spectrum, but palette. I don't know. I don't think he realized the sort of people that would flock to his channel and what they would then start saying. Look at that. I was just talking about you. Well, not talking about you. I thought you were in here. And it turns out JC was just repping you. Nice to see you, man. I hope you're okay. How's the little one? How's the new little one? Okay, Gammon Sandwich. Nice one. I'll take that if you're all right with it. Moslab, email me a photo of the little one. I won't put it on the internet or anything. Just so that I can have fat. Good. Healthy little bleeder. Fat. Moody Edge. Thank you. Gives me the devil's number. Not many places I've been in life Not many places I have been in life where I've ever really felt at home, which is a shame. But in this digital realm, it's good stuff. Oh man, you're absolutely welcome. What a lovely thing to say. I think a lot of people feel like that round here. That's lovely. Thank you, Moody Edge. Nice one. That's lovely. That's really well. You are at home here. You're welcome. You're a recognised name. You're a high-ranking scrub. Great stuff. I can't believe that. How's your little boy? Fat. Well, I suppose it's better than skinny. Chris Holloway didn't even get a bloody fart noise. Yes, that's more like it, Rusky Tube. It's not fat. Come on, be body positive, Moslab. Here you go, Chris. Oh, excuse me. Chris. KG Woo says, I agree with Moody. You provide a great service for a lot of deracinated people lacking community. Lovely. Well, likewise for me as well. You know, it's lovely for me to be able to come here, chat with people. You know, I love it. I absolutely love it. There you go. You're our kind of scrub, Moody. There you go. Amazing. Imagine having your 6th child. Wow. I bet when you remember when you were 18, Moslab, wonder what I'll do with my life. Incredible. Hello, Barkley. How are you? Nice to see you, Barks. Jared, what does deracinated mean? It means removed from your natural people, place, or culture. Something like that. If anyone can give a better definition. You know, people sort of void of an effective ancestral homeland. Yeah, uprooted. That's great. Uprooted. Well, disenfranchised is a weird one because disenfranchised actually means to have your ability to vote taken away. I mean, there might be another definition. Hello, Tech Roach. Oh, we are. Ben Holmes has nailed it. Have you been on the internet? That don't look like your writing, Ben. That don't look like your lingo. Uprooted from one's natural, geographical, social, or cultural environment. Yeah, and that doesn't necessarily, as you see, it's a great. Apologies if that you did write that, but what's beautiful about that? It doesn't only mean geographical. Like I'm in Cambodia, so I'm deracinated geographically. But you can be uprooted from your cultural environment in your own country. If you live in a town that's been incredibly enriched, you're deracinated because your natural social and cultural environment has been taken away from you. You've been removed from it. Nice one, Ben. That's brilliant. Strontium Dog said something to do with rice. Doesn't contain caffeine. Hello, Woodlander. But nice one. No, it made sense. Dangerfield, is Benny Hill popular in Cambodia? No, he's popular in China. I think you're confusing Cambodia with China there. I think they like a lot of the old sort of English slapstick sort of stuff, because a lot of Asian comedy is that really rather unfunny 1970s slapstick. I mean, even on adult television comedy in Cambodia and Thailand, I've noticed this, they have like rubbish sound effects, like bing, what, like all sort of wacky noises. But the soundboard has got like 5 buttons on it. It's the same old 5, like, you know, that spring thing. And it's like, oh, come on, we're meant to be adults. Our pal says Cambodia, China, same thing. The fastest milkman in the east. There you go. The Andalusian gypsies. I had those albums. Loved them. Yes, John Miles. I enjoy the Woodlanders videos too. Yeah, every nation seriously loves Mr. Bean, except for the English, of course. Awful. I drives me nuts, that does. There you go. You got your little muted bit. I'm going to have to wrap this up now, people. We've had 200 people here, which is nice. I've noticed numbers are down for everyone at the moment. I don't know why. I wonder if YouTube are really doing people in. Danger. Can you remember that midget Bond movie I sent you ages ago? Midget Bond movie? Nope. Sorry, I can't. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Randall. It's really, I can't stand it. Yeah, and to go from Blackadder to Mr. Bean, yeah, it's probably the worst thing he's ever done, and it's his most successful financially, and it's his most popular for sure. It's so weird. Leon Squared said, "Go on, piss off. I've got to go to Waitrose." That's lovely. No, it's because the lockdown is over and Christmas is coming. Okay, I might have to think about changing my times then. But then I don't want to change you lot. Yeah, not the 9 o'clock news. He's brilliant in that. Hello, Tony. The Bean skit with the diving board is great. Oh, I haven't seen it, I'll be honest with you, but yeah, Randall, did you hear him drop in Waitrose? Good Lord. Good Lord. Yeah, that Johnny English, that didn't need to happen, did it? Okay, I don't know what happened then. People, it's been an absolute pleasure. But me and the missus, we're going to jump on the beast. We're going to jump on the beast and we're going to have a little burn around town and maybe buy some chocolate. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a really good stream. I've enjoyed it. I will see you all at the crack of dawn. If you can get there, we'll have a laugh. Take care, everyone, and look after yourselves and those you love. Ta-da! Ta-da!
All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land and to know the joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's someone who's waiting for you. Soon the world will be yours for a time. Music starts to play, night will turn to day. Darkness disappears when the one you love is near. You're in man. All the world loves the lovers, all the girls in every land. The men to know joy of loving is to live in the world of mankind. There's a place that is waiting for you, a world where the best in life is free, where time is always spring, happiness is king. The dreams you dream come true when the one you love loves you. You're in man.
Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, people. Unbelievable that it's Friday tomorrow. We got there already. So try and get to the morning show, 7:30 UK time. It's a lovely little show in the morning. Nice and laid back. You are welcome back anytime, Illuminatus. Take care, everyone.
All the world loves a lover, all the girls in every land. The man to know joy of loving is to live in the world of mankind.
Go on, get down your own end. Go on, I'll tell your old man.